In this test of the 1.5 horsepower Black+Decker variable speed pump, we're going to be testing 1200 RPM, 2500 RPM, and 3200 RPM. The system is set up for 1.5 inch plumbing, a 150 square foot cartridge filter, and the total dynamic head is approximately equal to 35 feet. Let's go ahead and get started. 1200 first. And we'll take a look at the flow meter. Just over 27 gallons per minute. Pretty much exactly 100 watts, top right hand corner. And about half of an amp current draw, 0.51 amps current draw. $2,500 RPM. $58 gallons per minute. 634 watts. 2.69 amps of current draw. $3,200 RPM. I read that as about 12 psi. Just over, just under, just about exactly 75. Looks like just a little bit under. A little bit under 75 gallons per minute. 1.27 kilowatts. It's 1,270 watts power consumption. 5.4 amps of current draw. Let's go ahead and program this Black+Decker variable speed pump. We're going to be doing 15 hours at 1200 RPM, 5 hours at 2500 RPM, and 4 hours at 3200 RPM. We have 4 speed selection slots that we can use here. So what we're going to do is we're going to break up the 15 hours at 1200 RPM. We're going to break that up into an 8-hour segment and a 7-hour segment, just so it's not all 15 hours at low speed at once. So when you're programming the Black+Decker variable speed pump, kind of everything is based off of speed 1. Speed 1 is your priority, and it's the only one that you're going to set the time of day for. The rest of them are all going to be dependent on this. So let's say we're going to start our speed 1 here at 5 a.m. That's what we're going to program it to do. And let's say we run it for 8 hours. Well, speed 2 doesn't ask us what time we're going to start. It just says, well, how many hours? Because it's all going to be based off of speed 1. So that's how these Black+Decker pumps work for programming. Let's go ahead and just do one together now so that you can see it in action. So when you see the flashing LED here, right now it's under speed. That means that I can make a change to this programming. That's what the flashing indicates. So I'm going to change speed 1 here all the way down to 1200 RPM. There we go. And I press 1 again, and now we're at time. So I'm going to set the time for 5 a.m. That's what time I want this to start. There we go. Press it again, and now we're under duration. And I want 8 hours. There we go. And that's it. We've set speed 1. So let's move to speed 2. So 8 hours after this 1200 RPM program starts, we're going to begin this next speed. And as I mentioned, that's going to be 2500 RPM. We're going to do 5 hours at 2500 RPM. And that's actually what we've got here right now is 5 hours. So that's perfect at 2500. Then we're going to select speed 3, and we're going to drop this all the way back down to 1200. So again, what we've effectively done there is we broke up that long 15-hour stretch into an 8-hour stretch and a 7-hour stretch with 2500 RPM running for 5 hours in the middle there. There we go, 1200. And that's perfect. 7 hours is exactly how long I want that to run for. So now we select speed 4, and here, 3200, that's exactly what we're going for. And there, it's set for 4 hours. You actually can't go any more than that because this is based on a 24-hour clock and we've run out of time. I mean, I could go less. Let's say I set this for 3 hours. Well, then what would happen is the pump would just turn off and not run for 1 hour before starting up again. But I like to promote 24-hour variable speed pump schedules, as this is the way to get the most efficient filtration of water. The lowest cost for filtration is to run at low speeds for long hours, and that's what we've done here. Is we've got low speeds of 1200 RPM for 15 hours, but we still have 5 hours at 2500 RPM and 4 hours at 3200 RPM. So effectively we've got quite a lot of filtration happening here, but this should be a fairly economical program. So now that we've got this all programmed in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's everything that we need to do. It's now effectively programmed. If I hit, select manual mode here over to schedule, there we go. And if I hit the start button now, that's it. It's going to start running that program that we just programmed in there. If you found this information helpful, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And you can check out my website, swimmingpoolsteve.com.